estate coordinator was driving behind. So she was like, according to her testimony, she was like, she wanted to branch a place. So, but her mind was telling her that she should not branch, oh, that she should just be going. So immediately she left the junction. We were just saying, oh, accident, accident. I was conscious, so I was talking, I heard everything, but I was blindfolded, my eyes, I could not, because this head was almost scattered. So everywhere was just there. I was just hearing voices. So they were like, accidents, coppers, no, yes, you are still copper and everything. So she had to branch and everything. They took me to the hospital. I spent close to 1 month and a half before coming back home. So during those times, I could not see for like that's why I know that blind people they are trying, So I could not for like 3 or 4 days. I was only hearing sound because I was there to treat my head and everything. So my friend was trying to like, or like, okay, I want to see my face. Let me see myself now. They were trying to avoid me seeing myself. They were thinking I was going to be chattered. I was going to, those kind of things. So I was not like, okay, that's so during those process, I got healed. Let me bore you with. Yeah, we got healed. I came back to Southwest because I served in Jos. So I came back to Ocean State. So with that, the spirit came again. Like I looked at, so it was when I got home, I was able to look at myself very well from with the mirror. I was like, wow. So that demon then came again. I'm like, okay, we are here again. So what next? We are back. Like, cannot be back home because I've passed all these things. The way I look does not actually defines me, and I had to, make declarations. Those times I had to take both steps because it was not funny at all. Because even suicidal thoughts, thought of who's going to marry you, thought of who is going to employ you, thought of a lot of things came at that time. So to the extent that, after NYSC, I was actually looking for a job. To the extent that those people that they don't even make the thing more. I will get to a place for interview. They will look at me, look. And those times I was still having some plasters, I was still in it. They will look at me and be, sorry, oh, tiwa shele. She gas me. She God. But like I'm here again. Do you have a boyfriend? But I'm also saying your man need boyfriend. Hello, to me boyfriend before this incident, man. You know have issues. You just God, like people have to just see that. I went for like 4 interviews. Like they were saying almost the same thing, and they were like, at the end of the day, no interview. After they are supposed to ask me, but how will you wear? No, it'll be like show difference. Show new boyfriend. I'm like God, how does boyfriend and this work? Just give, if you want to give me work, let me work. And you have not given me, let me just leave. So it was like that. So I said I would still go home. They made me remember what I didn't want to actually remember. So I got them. I just not have to decide. I just sat down one day. I decided that I'm not going to look for a job again. That I was going to just reminded me of the business I was doing. I started selling kuli kuli, carry my bag, go from one place to another, package kuli kuli from the north and all those things. Those periods, it was really a period of how will I put it now? Of healing for me. It was not easy. All this way that I said, I just said it briefly because moment of tears, moment of thoughts that I was even thinking I was not going to pass through. But even God for I'm coming. Let me just finish this story so maybe we just continue. So moments where I was like, I was not going to like I gave up that I already told myself in a state that if I'm not going to get married in this life, I don't mind. But let me just be myself. Let me live life. But funny enough, it was that period that God was telling me about marriage. I was like, in this state, you want to marry someone like this because God's an extent. So I had to actually, number one, remind myself what God has told me about myself, even before the incident happened. And I had to put the picture of who I was formerly before the incident happened. That's one of the things that helped me. So I have to look at myself and say, I'm beautiful. I have to encourage myself in that manner and always put that picture in my mind that, irrespective of the compliment or anything I hear from outsiders, I will still be able to you know, see myself and give glory to God about it. Because of my baby, I'll just the other questions, I'll be able to continue the story from there. So I think from these few stories, you'll be able to catch something I've actually seen. Sorry for the break in transmission.
Thank you so much, ma. Thank you so much, ma. That was a lot, actually. I wanted to be crying, but because I'm a big girl, I'll not cry. I'll keep my steeze. But then I'm not going to, like, that was like the first time I heard her say a story like this. I've heard, sometimes in church, but then I've not heard it like this, and it's a lot because I just thought of it. Oh, anyways, it's a lot. Our other questions, actually, she answered our other questions. We answered some of it. And when she will be able to come back, she will be able to answer the rest of it. So what I just want to say is that you're not you're not passed through this, and you're inside, you are crying, you are depressed, you are feeling like you cannot come out. You're feeling like, I can't do this work. I can't. I'm a lady. I understand. I've actually been in the situations where somebody will just be like, keep quiet, you're a lady. Do you understand? I've been in that situation. And this is not even about being a lady or not. The story that she shared was something that she has been going through for long. Remember that she said that there was a particular time in her life that she just stood up and then she was like, she's going. And she's already going to also be. Ah, oh my God. You have not actually gotten to that point and you still feel like there's still some things that is happening to you. So I hope that we learn from this. You learn something. And if you have your questions, please write it down. Write your questions, please. You can write it, and if you want to raise your hand, you can raise your hand in case you have a question for. And I think it would be better if we ask your questions from her than the other questions here, because from her stories, though she still wants to share more story, but from her story. And then one more thing is that she's going to give us steps to actually gaining, restoring your identity, steps to know who you are. Do you understand? Because she was actually struggling with identity. She was struggling with, okay, what if, who am I self? I mean, let's not even talk about after the accident, because how it would be so toxic by then. The fact that she went for job interviews and she went for, she people started asking her, does she have a man? Who is going to, just that, who is going to marry? Do you know she's happily okay, because of the child. She's happily married now, and they have one of the biggest store in Italy and the biggest food industry. They are the owner of FFC. Hope you know. So imagine someone from that state that thought that who's going to marry, where will you see job like this? From that state too. Do you understand? Just imagine with the way you see FFC, see the E3, they have how many branch? Three. Just imagine all those things, and they happy. I really, really love her so much. I love her so much. I remember when I first came to this church, she was one of the person that actually embraced me and everything, and that's really, it's a lot. So, not to waste most of our time, we'd like to invite our next speaker, our next guest. Okay. Why is this thing doing like? Why is this thing sounding like I want to become a millionaire? It's not sounding like I'm I'm calling a winner. Anyways, all right. So we call our next guest who is going to be talking to us about productivity and self-esteem. So she's going to be relating. She's this woman that is so passionate about her business. She loves business. She loves work. She's also passionate about ladies. So you see that now. When I told you that I went extra mile to bring these people, that I passed river. Which river did I call that time? I did not say Niger. Did I say Niger? Anyways, I went through a lot of, to bring these people, because these people are also see them. Ha! See our guests. Bukola, be careful. Anyways, we gave them name. They are men, so we give them female name. Is Bukola. Leslie. Okay, you say it's Lesliana. So I think Sister Priscilla have left. So it's not here. It's the only one that is here. Okay. So yeah. So we like to call on our next speaker, Mrs. Ajoke Olukule. Anyways, thank you so much for coming. I hope you know that she's the wife of the pastor of this church you are using. Oh, you did not know. Moyo. Moyo. Me that moyo. Anyways, yeah. So we'll be talking about productivity and self-esteem. So Nama will come up again, but at this point, I would like us to, yeah. So I have few questions actually. Hmm. Interesting. Yeah. How many of us watched our podcasts? The both of us podcast. It's always these two people. So you could not watch it. You not watch it. You not see the link. Anyways, that's just by the way. So she actually covered a lot in that podcast. But this particular one is a different topic. Though with my branch. But this particular one is a different topic. So I'll start by saying that sorry. I'll start by saying that I've actually seen you do your business and everything, and you've carried it. It's not if you really carried it so much, and it's a lot. Aside the fact that you're the wife of a pastor, and you also have a purpose and everything. And my first question is, can you take us through the journey of your business and what has kept you consistent, energetic, passionate about building your business over the years, especially during difficult times? Do you understand? So the main reason why we are treating this topic is that some of us actually has businesses. You get it? And some of us had business that we stopped at a particular time. Something actually happened that made you stop. Some people will say that it's God that said I should not do it again. It's a lie. You know what to do it again. So yeah, so can you
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a delight to be here. Everybody's looking nice. Even Sister Lesliana. Gozon, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Thank you so much for putting this together. God bless you. So, back to the question. I started business in 2018. I was in 300 level. Although before then, I'd been helping a friend to sell a product. I had a friend that was making all these natural skincare products. So I would always help her post it, and people that had my contacts, I'll bring it to school for them. Then afterwards, I became a Cowrywise campus ambassador. I don't know if we know Cowrywise. Yeah. She was one of my one of the, and I think she still uses it till now. So I started. I was a team lead for Ikole campus then. So I think it was even because of how it was because of how I used to post that my friend's business a lot. I was really passionate about it too. So someone just saw the link to the registration for campus ambassadors and said, "You this girl, you have this marketing thing in your blood. Send a mail for this thing." And I did send a mail, and they accepted me then. So I became, and honestly, we'll go to a year. I don't know what the ambassadors are doing now, but then we'll go to a year during freshers orientation.
have already removed me?
You said they catch us up. So we'll go to here during orientation, during major events, we'll get a tent, put our roll-up banner, help people get started. I was so passionate. I will wake up the way I wake up in the morning now and post my business is how I will wake up. And then how much are they paying us? For everyone that registers and starts saving as an ambassador, you get 350.
thousand.
350 naira.
Jeez.
I think now it's 1K or so. It was 350 then. So sometimes at the end of the month, I would withdraw up to like 7K. That means I registered like 20 people every month. So yes, now.
Lesbiana
But
is
money still had value then. So I think I was doing that, doing that. Then I think there was now a season where things were really tight at home. I was raised by a single mother. So in a month, it was a struggle to send me 5K. And then because of struggles at home too, I had accommodation issues. So by the time my mom was able to gather money, accommodation was so hard in Ikole. It was that year that 100 level started in Ikole. Initially, 100 level, everybody starts 100 level in Oye. It's 200 level that agric and engineering students now come to Ikole. So it was that year that 100 level started. So the number of students that came in were so much that uh-uh, Mama can uh-uh, Mama can relate. And I'll sell each bag for 200 naira. So I'm making 2,000 naira. That's like 900 naira. And they'll come and drop it for me. So I wasn't the one going to carry it. I started from going to carry it. I started from there. I printed buy pure water in room 5 because my room was room 5. I printed buy pure water in room 5. I went to paste it at the gate, pasted it at the entrance of the hostel so that as people are coming in, they know that. Then I started buying eggs too. Crate of egg was 800 then. I'll sell one for 15 naira. So by the time I'm done selling the 30, that's 1.5. I've made extra 700. So I just started with pure water and eggs then in the hostel. And then after a while, I don't know if we knew the season where plain t-shirts were raining. I know it's still raining now, but it's not like that. There was a time that plain tees just came to the. So I don't know. I feel like my business journey is purely being led by the Spirit of God. Yes, if you are being led by the Spirit of God, you just keep seeing yourself taking steps that take you closer and closer and closer and bigger and bigger and bigger. Do you understand what I'm saying? So sometimes it's not exactly that you have a major plan or you have a vision. Of course, some people do that. I think it wasn't Apostle Aaron that was saying that when he got his calling, he wanted to be doubting that Bishop Oyedepo said he had a vision of 42, I mean, how many hours when God wanted to call him. He just had a knowing in his mind that 12th of December, start a church. Like, God, is that all? Why don't you want to, show me a vision. Let me see heaven open. Let me see a dove come down and say, my beloved son, I've called you into ministry. So it doesn't always happen like that. So I just saw a friend that graduated that was in Lagos, posted that she was selling t-shirts. I was like, babe, how far now? Can we partner? I would also post these things, and when I get orders, I will send the list to you. You help me get them, you will bill it, and I'll deliver. Can we do that? She was like, yeah. So I just said, okay. I started posting it. And I'll just tell people that, okay, I'm taking orders for t-shirts for this week. Oh, by weekend, it should arrive and I'll deliver to you. So I think my first week of posting, I sold like 80 pieces. People will message me, pay, tell me how many colors they want and pay. So I was not even using my money. So it's when people pay, I'll now message my friend, Alpha, I want orange, medium, how many medium, how many large. She will buy exactly what I want, maybe extra, so that I could also wear some to advertise. Send to me, I'll package them and deliver. So I was just making soft money that time. I think t-shirt was maybe 750 that time. Grace, how much is it now? No, Canin. Then Canin, Gold Star. I know the names now. They were 750, 1,000 then, and I will sell for 1.5 because Webill will still take money from me. But at least I was making money, and from there, she now told me that people also buy turtlenecks. So I started selling turtlenecks too, and then I think I did that till FPY. Then when FPY started, Corona happened. I think we had done FPY for like a month or two when Corona happened and everybody went home. So it was when I was now at home during Corona, when Corona started rounding, when I think it was already going, and ASU strike now also met us inside Corona. So we could not resume school. So one auntie in my church just said, Ajoke, mo marry to man post t-shirts at the turtleneck. Oh, she mu jewelry mo. Mo le mu e lo seko. That she, honestly, because most times, a lot of us, that's why I was saying the other time, a lot of us wait for a big sign. And sometimes it's just in conversations, is in maybe hearing somebody say they need something, and something is cast around. You just pick it. I'm like, "Ah, this thing is scarce around. I think I know a place I can source this thing from now." And you just start. So it was like, I was like, oh yeah, now, no problem. So one early morning, we went to do water together. She took me to a very big jewelry shop. I will buy necklace, 300. Pendant, 200. That's 500. Sell it for 3,000. Yes. Instagram vendors then were selling for 5K. So it was easy for me that was selling on WhatsApp to sell for 3,000. He said, do you get? And it was very nice quality. Some of those necklaces I still wore till I was serving. So it was not like they were necklaces that were fading.
We are selling necklace.
So when you buying necklace 300, pendant 200, we now buy box 100 naira. Oh, Emma would see. So I'll buy then. I started then the vendors had WhatsApp groups. All these things started since. So I had WhatsApp groups, they would add us, I'll post. I started making good money. So I was able to have money to, be supportive, support myself in school, in church. I became, because financial literacy. Eh? The day financial literacy will make you think, oh, is this a wise? So yeah, I just started going to Eko to buy jewelries, then started selling wristwatches. Then people will now start messaging me, and there's something I want to buy. Can you help me check in the market? So I just became a market girl. Anything you want to buy, even if it's not, I don't post. Just let me know if it's something I can help you source for. Started selling berets, started all these leather berets. I think there was even a time that our choir concerts, we used leather berets. I was the one that sourced for it from Lagos. All these corporate skirts. That time we used to buy for 1K.
Like no work.
1K, we sell for 2K. And people will buy it. And that was what I was also wearing. Because I'm a corporate girl. So even in school, I barely dressed. You know all these funny things that big girls like to wear that doesn't make sense. Yeah. Somebody should help us tell them. Because they don't want to wear everything trendy, but sometimes they don't look nice. So
every time.
But they just want to say, do you know how much I bought it? Well, I beg, we'll buy cheap clothes and we'll still be fine.
Cute.
So yeah, I started doing that. I think I did that till I graduated, just selling stuffs, jewelries, clothes, t-shirts, package shirts. When I even wanted to go and save, I did this NYSC combo. Yes. White rubber shoe, t-shirt, sneaker, everything. I did different combos. I did 5K combo. I did 7K combo, 10K combo. I ran ad with a WhatsApp TV. I did flyers for them and I amassed a lot of sales then. So I did that till I went to serve. But before I went to serve, 500 level, there was also a strike again. I don't know. Also strike the thunder law. But I don't think they don't really strike. I think Tinubu used to threaten them. But that time they can just strike like thunder and we'll just be at home. So there was a strike that happened in 500 level as well. And then I went for a women's conference. It was hosted by PMO, P. Daniel's wife. So I went for the conference. It was a 2-day conference, Friday, Saturday. So the Saturday was entrepreneurship discussions and all that. So they told us to register online and then pick the craft you want to learn. So when I was registering, I was already into fashion items now. So let me pick bag making. I think there was bag making. It's something I can add to what I already do. But then I got there and the woman that was, and then after there was a speaker. So after the speaker, there was now the breakout session where everyone will now go to where they want to learn what they want to learn. And then as we were listing the things available to be learned, we were calling them. I just heard tiger nut drink. And the Holy Spirit said, go there. I said, boy, it's back that I already start for online now. What's my own with tiger nut drink? I was like, go there, say. I said, okay. And also before then, there had been this unexplainable passion for natural things that just came into my heart. That's why you can't actually live your relationship with God out of all these things. Because everything flows out of it. Some passions will just come all of a sudden. You just realize that you start feeling empathy towards children that are not being taken care of. Maybe it was not there before. It just comes. And then it starts drawing you. It starts propelling you. That's a wooing. The Holy Spirit is wooing you into purpose. So then he told me to go to the Tiger Nut class. So I was saying that there had been this desire for healthy stuffs that had been, and I think maybe because as well I had ulcer in 200 level. So when they now told me to stop taking carbonated drinks, that it's also the caffeine in it can trigger the ulcer. I was like, So I think I did a research about it. And I'm like, so this thing is not even good. So it made me a little bit conscious of what I take. So, but nothing serious until God asked me to go to the guy and not drink fast. I went there. Even the person that wanted to teach us, I don't think she really knew it. So maybe she just registered as an instructor, but the person organizing may not be able to oversee all those things as much. So, but fortunately for me, the woman that spoke as the major speaker at the entrepreneurship talk, that's the business she does. So she came to the class just to like observe and see what was going on. So when she saw that the lady that was supposed to be the tutor didn't really know it, she just took over and taught us theory. Because there was no even lights. There was lights, but there was no way to plug, to process it and all that. So she just taught us. Follow that to her sawmill the next day. That, I want to hawk. She was like, are you sure you can do this? I said, what will I now? Will I now drink it alone? I cannot drink it alone. I have to sell. And sawmills in Lagos are big, not like the way they look in Equally. A sawmill can be as long as here to Shell. So stall, like everybody has their small stall. All that. So my mommy said, okay, let's go. So I put it in a cooler, put it on my head. And she was walking me, greeting all our people that I can't saw mommy tata no to ebawara o. Kí ló ń ṣe lára? I said, ó dá gan ni ó better ju àwọn Pepsi Coke tẹ́ máa mú lọ, tẹ́ bá ti fẹ́ jẹun kẹ́ mú. Ó make sense gan. So as I started selling to them, they loved it so much that sometimes when I don't come on time, they'll be calling me, Joke, àti fẹ́ jẹun àárọ̀, ìwọ ló ń dúró dè o. Because it became like a thing that when they want to, because most of them bring food from home. And when they want to eat, they are waiting for me to come. So I did that till then. They now called off strike. And I came back to Ekiti. I didn't have money to buy freezer. I didn't have money to do, and Ekiti doesn't have light. So the business was on hold. And then I went to serve. And there was a bank came and they were like, okay, people should pitch their businesses that they're going to award the overall winner 500K, second person 300K, third person 200K. I was like, okay, let's do this. So, and I'd never written a business proposal before. Me, so they just said that we should. So, and then I was my platoon treasurer. I nominated myself. That's another thing. I hope you are picking some things that I might not be emphasizing on. I was my platoon treasurer. So when you go and serve, I see people these days, when they get to camp, the only thing they are doing is complaining about the stress. See, they live there. Maximize the people maximize the relationships you will make there. Maximize the environment. Just learn as much as you can, meet people as much as you can, network with people. Do you understand? Because one of the two major places I know that you can meet so many people with ease is university and NYSC camp. When you graduate, how many people do you meet on a daily basis? Some of you will probably even be sitting now at home till maybe you get a job. And even when you get a job, how many people would work in the company? Can 1,000 people be working in the company? But in the school, you can meet 1,000 people in a day if you want to. You can meet 100 people in a day if you want to. And orientation camp too, in your platoon, you are literally in hundreds. That's network. That is money in disguised in people. If you read School of Money by Olumide Emmanuel, it was saying money hides in people. Yes, there are people that you meet them now. They might never patronize your business now, but when they will eventually patronize you, oh my God. So imagine you didn't meet them when you met them. That day would have been one of the days you would just say, sales is slow. And somebody could have probably patronized you that day that you probably met some weeks or months or years ago. So when we were doing platoon meetings, say, but yeah, nominate somebody or nominate yourself. I nominated myself as treasurer. And they say, yeah, what are you going to do in this platoon if you become treasurer? I told them I was the FYB vice chairman when I was on campus. And I handled it well. Because I was the vice chairman, but I handled it as if I was the chairman. Because my chairman was just not a serious boy. He was just a chill guy. He didn't understand administration. So all the clothes buying, I was the one that stressed my mommy to buy them from Jumota and send it to us. So I was able to handle. So I told them everybody was like, so they voted for me. I became the treasurer. So treasurer now, you go and meet everybody for money. Because the platoon had, I hope I'm not saying too much stories. The platoon, we had dues that we had to pay so that I would not be contributing money every time. So we just say, okay, everybody pay this amount. So I had to walk up to everybody. So everybody knew me. Even the bad boys, all of them knew me. So when they now said, I was like, this thing, I want to do it too. So one guy that was looking very unserious. In fact, I think the guy smokes. Yes, very unserious boy. He's from a deeper life family. Very deep Christian family, but I don't know, school and all those things. So, but he still talks intellectually. That's how I was even able to relate with him. It was like, he has won a grant before, and I say, he said he's not joking, that he runs a recycle business. and he has won a grant before that. He knows all these things. I said, please help my life. That's be the one that will probably bring you into the room. So it was like he has won a grant before that he could. So because they said we should write executive summary, all those English words. Of course, I googled them, but I didn't really understand the practicality of what they wanted us to do. So he put me through, and I wrote the stuff and I submitted. They shortlisted 10 people. So when I heard my name, that was part of the 10 people that would now come and pitch in front of the whole camp. The initial one was just submit a booklet. Then we'll now pitch in front of everybody. Say, wow, it has happened. I was like, it's not hard now. And it's just 2 or 3 minutes or so. So he was like, after this tiger nut thing, said, do you think you can make it? I was like, that's true. Because Mami Market, I was seeing tiger nut, dates. I was seeing a few of the ingredients that I could use. I was like, are you sure this is possible? And trust God to help me. I was able to achieve it. I don't know. The story is long. Let me not bore you. I was able to make the drink. And that's why I said relationship is also, it was all relationship. Because I was someone that was now conscious of my health. There's a woman that sells fruit smoothie in the camp that I used to patronize. So she was the one I went to meet that I wanted to do something that can I use as a shop to do the production. And then I was able to speak to my platoon officer too that, please, I need your freezer. Because I know that they usually have freezer in their own quarters. That can I put something in your freezer? I said, they don't really have a working freezer, but you can tell me where to go and put it. If I was not a platoon executive, I might not have had that access to him. You understand? So all these things, relationship, just put yourself out there, do whatever you can do, nominate yourself for things that you can do. Don't just be shy. Don't let Christianity make you shy and run away from things that can, put you out there. So I was able to do it. So on the pitch day, I did the pitch. When I announced to them that I came with a sample of the drink, everybody was wild. That in the rigor of camp, how was I able to pull it off? And then they had a taste of it and they were blown away. Like it was like, see this girl, where did you come from? Do you get who gave you this idea to do this thing? And it was not even me that thought of it. It was somebody else. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then that's how I won the grant, and I was giving the money, 500K. Yeah, hallelujah. Yeah, I think after then, even the VC called me. I think it was professional. Was it fashional? It was fashional. He called me and congratulated me. They posted it on Foyer website or something. They said, a Foyer graduate, 1.5 million. I said, what's 0.5 million? It's when I'm saving. But immediately the price of fuel tripled. I knew that generator was not something I could maintain. In a new environment, I didn't know anybody. I cannot start my business with that kind of heavy expenses when I could not ascertain sales yet. Do you get? So I just kept the money. It was during that period I now found out about Oriflame. It was a beauty brand. And then I kind of had interest in beauty, skincare, and all that. So I partnered with Oriflame, started selling their products, started making some money from there too. So I just kept doing that till I finished serving and God told me to come back to Kole. I still continue my Oriflame. But for a few months when I was in Kole, I would host free facials, invite people to close to where I was staying, do free facials to them, sell products and all that. So I did that. Then Holy Spirit now came to me again, like, how far this is our tiger not saying now? Start again now. And then by now, I had more money. Do you understand? I had done a business that I had used to make not a lot of money, but like a good amount of money. And I was so prudent with my earnings. I wasn't, Omo. How will be like this now? You are doing something that is giving you plenty money. You think it will be like that forever? There's some business that are seasonal. Trust me, there's some businesses that are seasonal. And if you don't maximize that period, I was earning a good amount of money and I was saving like I was crazy. Who makes 250K and saves 200K? 200K. Who makes 250K and saves 200K and this 250K, even if I'm going to die, this is what that will carry me for the month. I will manage that was that, but then when I was about to now launch, when God now brought the Tiger Nut business that starts now, I was able to take from what I had, even if eventually it wanted to choke. Because I had to install solar and all those things. And then when I was inside, it was as if money now finished. And I had not bought some things. But at least I had something to venture into. I was not begging people. Some of you now go to give you business idea. You go and start begging people. You should at least, if you had been intentional about saving, that's why I tell people, just save. You might not even know the business idea that you will do. Now you might be saying, God did not even give me any business idea. You just be saving first. When that business idea comes, you realize that even your savings